Stop what you are doing for just a moment. Do not let distraction steal this divine appointment. I did not bring you here by accident. I guided your steps because there is a warning that cannot wait another day. Many people scroll past moments like this, believing they will always have another opportunity, but not every invitation from heaven returns in the same way. Today, I am calling your attention because I see what you cannot yet see. My child, I know the burdens you carry in silence. I know the prayers you whispered when no one was listening. I know the tears you wiped away before anyone noticed. I know the financial pressure that has stolen your sleep. I know the bills that seem impossible. I know the fear that rises every time another unexpected expense appears. I know how many times you have wondered whether I still remember you. Listen carefully. I have never forgotten you. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold." There is something happening around you that your natural eyes cannot fully recognize, but your spirit has been trying to warn you for weeks. That uneasy feeling you have carried is not always anxiety. Sometimes it is discernment. There are moments when I gently whisper to your heart, urging you to slow down, to pray before making a decision, to wait one more day, to avoid a conversation, to refuse an opportunity that looks attractive on the surface. Yet because the world teaches speed instead of wisdom, many ignore my voice and later wonder why everything suddenly became difficult. My child, never confuse silence with my absence. When I become quiet, it is often because I am inviting you to seek me more deeply. The enemy wants you to believe that if you cannot immediately hear me, I have abandoned you. That is a lie. I am closer than your next breath. I am watching every door that opens before you. I am watching every person who enters your life. I am watching every conversation that could either lift you toward your purpose or slowly pull you away from it. This is why Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths." Do not lean only on what appears logical. Some doors are profitable but poisonous. Some opportunities shine brightly but carry hidden chains. Some relationships promise support while quietly draining your peace, your faith, and even your financial future. You have asked me for prosperity. You have asked me to bless your finances. You have prayed for abundance that will allow you to care for your family, eliminate debt, and become a blessing to others. Those prayers have reached heaven. But understand something very important. My blessings are never separated from my wisdom. If I simply gave you abundance without teaching discernment, what I placed in your hands could quickly disappear. That is why I sometimes delay what you call a blessing. It is not punishment, it is preparation. I refuse to place great responsibility into hands that are still learning to recognize my voice. Do not become discouraged by waiting. Every season of preparation is protecting something far greater than you can currently imagine. Think about Joseph. Before the palace came the prison, before influence came betrayal, before prosperity came years of hidden preparation. None of those painful moments meant I had forgotten him. Every difficult season was positioning him exactly where I intended. The same is true for you. There are events taking place behind the scenes that you cannot measure. People are moving. Circumstances are changing. Conversations are happening. Hearts are being softened. Doors that seemed permanently closed are quietly beginning to unlock. Meanwhile, I am asking you to remain faithful, remain honest, remain generous, remain patient, remain obedient even when no one notices, especially when no one notices, because your greatest victories are often prepared in secret before they are revealed in public. Do not compare your life with those who appear to be advancing faster than you. Many people celebrate visible success while carrying invisible emptiness. You are not called to chase appearances. You are called to walk with me. When you walk with me, peace becomes your companion. Wisdom becomes your protection. Favor becomes your covering, and prosperity arrives with purpose instead of destruction. I want you to examine your heart today. Have you allowed fear to become your advisor? Have you allowed discouragement to replace expectation? Have you started believing that because your breakthrough has not arrived yet, it never will? Reject those thoughts immediately. They were never planted by me. I plant hope, I plant faith, I plant courage. I remind you that my timing is perfect even when human calendars seem delayed. Some of you listening have been carrying a financial burden that feels impossible. Perhaps you have been praying for a better job. Perhaps you need a business breakthrough. Perhaps your retirement income no longer seems sufficient. Perhaps debt has become so overwhelming that every morning begins with worry. Listen carefully. Do not allow desperation to push you into decisions that separate you from my will. Desperation has caused many to trust dishonest opportunities. Desperation has caused many to partner with people whose intentions were never pure. Desperation has caused many to sacrifice peace in exchange for temporary relief. I have something better prepared for you. It may require patience. It may require another season of faith. But what comes from my hand carries lasting peace. When I bless you, I do not add sorrow to it. That is why I am asking you to guard your heart during this season. Protect your thoughts, protect your words, protect your faith. Every morning before fear has the opportunity to speak, choose to declare my promises. Say, the Lord is my provider. Say, the Lord directs my steps. Say, the Lord opens doors that no one can shut. Speak life over your home. Speak blessing over your children. Speak peace over your finances. Your words alone do not create miracles, but they reveal whether your heart agrees with fear or with faith. Today, I invite you to agree with faith. If this message is speaking directly to your heart, I want you to make a declaration of trust. Write in the comments, I trust God's timing. Do not write it merely as a sentence. Write it as a prayer. Let it become a reminder to your own soul that I am still working, even when you cannot yet see the results. And because I desire to strengthen you beyond this moment, I place something in your path as an expression of my care. I felt it in my heart to encourage those who sincerely desire to grow stronger in faith during this financial season. That is why a special gift has been made available only today. The ebook, The Financial Miracle. Prayer guide can be received through link 1 in the first pinned comment. Receive it as a gift to help you continue praying with confidence and expectation. And if you desire to walk even closer with this community of faith, link 2 in the same pinned comment allows you to become a channel member and continue growing alongside believers who are seeking my guidance. Do not postpone it, because this opportunity has been made available only for today. Now continue listening carefully. The warning I am giving you is not meant to produce fear. It is meant to protect the future I have prepared for you. The enemy hopes you will ignore my voice just one more time, but I am calling you higher. I am calling you into wisdom. I am calling you into peace, and I am leading you toward a blessing that no person will be able to take away. Because what I establish through obedience will remain long after temporary opportunities have faded. There are battles that never announce themselves before they begin. Not every attack arrives with noise. Some begin with a single thought, a small compromise, a growing impatience, a quiet loss of hope. The enemy understands that if he cannot immediately destroy your future, he will try to weaken your confidence. He will whisper that your prayers are ineffective. He will convince you that your season of waiting is proof that I have chosen someone else instead of you. But my child, hear me clearly. I have not replaced you. I have not forgotten your name. I have not overlooked your faithfulness. Before you ever cried out to me, I already knew the path your life would take. Before you ever asked for provision, I had already begun preparing what you would need. My plans for you were never based on the opinions of people, the economy, or the limitations surrounding you. They were established by my purpose. Jeremiah 29:11 declares, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for peace and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." That promise was never meant for someone else alone. It is for every heart that chooses to trust me, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. This is why I'm asking you to become more careful about the voices you allow to influence your spirit. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every piece of advice carries wisdom. There are people who speak from fear because fear has become their way of living. There are people who expect failure because disappointment has become familiar to them. If you constantly surround yourself with voices that deny hope, eventually your own expectations will begin to shrink. Protect your spirit. Guard what enters your heart. Do not feed your faith with 1 minute of prayer and then feed your fear with hours of negativity. What you continually consume begins to shape what you believe. If you desire peace, spend time in my presence. If you desire wisdom, remain in my word. If you desire prosperity, learn to think according to my promises instead of according to your circumstances. Many people believe prosperity begins with money, but true prosperity begins much deeper. It begins with a heart that trusts me completely. A peaceful heart makes wiser decisions. A grateful heart recognizes opportunities that bitterness ignores. A generous heart creates room for greater blessings. A disciplined heart protects what I place into its hands. This is why I care more about transforming your heart than simply increasing your income. Because if your heart changes, your life will follow. I want you to remember the widow who trusted me with her last portion of oil and flour. Human logic told her she had reached the end. Faith revealed that she was standing at the beginning of a miracle. As she obeyed, what seemed insufficient became more than enough. The supply continued because she trusted my instruction rather than her fear. Perhaps today you feel as though your resources are almost gone. Maybe your savings have become smaller than you expected. Maybe your business has slowed. Maybe every paycheck disappears before the month is over. Maybe you have quietly wondered whether financial freedom is something reserved for everyone except you. Do not surrender to that lie. The same God who multiplied oil, the same God who fed thousands with a few loaves and fish, the same God who provided manna in the wilderness, the same God who opened impossible doors throughout history has not changed. I remain your provider, but I also invite you to participate in the miracle. Pray with expectation. Work with excellence. Manage what you already have with wisdom. Avoid unnecessary debt whenever possible. Be honest in every transaction. Choose integrity even when dishonesty appears more profitable. The blessings I release into your life are meant to bring peace, not regret. Sometimes the miracle you seek begins with one faithful decision that seems very small. One conversation. One act of generosity. One refusal to compromise. One morning spent seeking me instead of worrying. Never underestimate the power of daily obedience. The greatest harvests grow from seeds that were planted consistently. Many people search for dramatic moments while ignoring faithful habits. Yet I often work through simple acts repeated with trust. You may not realize it today, but every time you choose faith over fear, heaven records your obedience. Every time you forgive instead of seeking revenge, your spirit becomes stronger. Every time you refuse to give up, even while carrying heavy burdens, you demonstrate that your confidence rests in me instead of your circumstances. I see every sacrifice that others never noticed. I see every prayer offered in secret. I see every generous act that no one applauded. Nothing done with sincere love is ever wasted in my kingdom. Perhaps you have wondered why certain blessings seem delayed. Sometimes I delay because I am protecting you from receiving something before your character is ready to sustain it. Sometimes I delay because another person's decision must happen before your opportunity appears. Sometimes I delay because I am rescuing you from paths that would have led to hidden sorrow. Trust what you cannot yet understand. The story is still unfolding. Do not close the book simply because one chapter felt difficult. There are pages of restoration that you have not yet read. There are testimonies that have not yet been spoken. There are celebrations that have not yet arrived. I can already see the day when you will look back at this season and realize that what appeared to be delay was actually divine protection. If your heart is receiving this message, I want you to declare your agreement with my promise. Write in the comments, God is preparing my breakthrough. Write those words with faith, not because you already see the miracle, but because you believe the one who promised it is faithful, and because I know many of you desire to strengthen your prayer life during this season. I want to remind you about the special gift that has been made available only today. The e-book, The Financial Miracle Prayer Guide, is waiting for you through link 1 in the first pinned comment. Receive it as a gift to encourage your faith, deepen your prayers, and help you remain focused on my promises during challenging times. If you feel led to become even more connected with this family of believers, link 2 in the same pinned comment is available for those who wish to become channel members and continue walking together in faith. Receive these opportunities with gratitude, knowing they have been placed before you as an encouragement for your spiritual journey. Now lift your eyes beyond what you can currently see. Do not measure your future by today's limitations. Measure it by my faithfulness. I have never broken a promise. I have never abandoned one who sincerely seeks me, and I will not begin with you. Keep walking, keep believing, keep praying. The warning I have given you is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a new season of wisdom, protection, and supernatural provision that will reveal my goodness in ways greater than you have ever imagined. There is another warning I need you to hear because it has the power to determine whether you step into the season I have prepared or remain standing outside of it. Do not allow bitterness to take root in your heart. The enemy knows he cannot always stop your blessing, so he will often try to poison your spirit before the blessing arrives. He wants you to become offended. He wants you to replay painful memories until they become stronger than your faith. He wants you to carry resentment toward people who disappointed you, betrayed you, ignored you, or treated you unfairly. But, my child, bitterness is a burden you were never created to carry. Every moment you spend chained to yesterday is a moment stolen from the future I am preparing. I know what they said. I know what they did. I know the promises they broke. I know the opportunities they took from you. I know the nights you questioned why I allowed certain people to enter your life. Nothing escaped my sight. Not one tear. Not one disappointment. Not one silent cry. Psalm 56:8 says that I keep track of your sorrows and collect your tears in my bottle. That means your pain has never been ignored by heaven. Yet, I ask you to release what you have been holding. Forgiveness does not declare that evil was acceptable. Forgiveness declares that you trust me to be the judge. When you release people into my hands, you also release your own heart from a prison it was never meant to inhabit. Some of you are asking me to open new financial doors while your heart remains trapped inside old wounds. Some are praying for increase while secretly carrying anger toward family members, former friends, business partners, or even toward yourselves. Listen carefully. You cannot move freely into the future while dragging chains from the past. There are blessings that require open hands. Hands that tightly hold resentment cannot fully receive what I desire to place within them. This is why I'm inviting you into healing. Healing is not forgetting. Healing is remembering without allowing the memory to control your future. Healing is believing that my restoration is greater than your greatest disappointment. Remember Joseph once again. His brothers betrayed him. They sold him. They lied about him. They attempted to erase him from their lives. Yet when the time came for Joseph to stand in authority, he did not allow revenge to become his mission. He recognized something deeper. What others intended for evil, I transformed into good. The betrayal became the pathway. The suffering became preparation. The delay became positioning. Could it be that something similar is happening in your own life? Perhaps what looked like rejection was actually protection. Perhaps the opportunity you lost would have led you away from my purpose. Perhaps the relationship that ended prevented years of greater pain. You do not yet possess every answer, but I do. That is why I ask you to trust me, even where your understanding ends. There is another danger that I want to expose today. Be careful not to allow success to become your God. Many people pray faithfully while they are struggling, But once prosperity begins to appear, they slowly drift away from me. They begin trusting their bank account more than my promises. They become so busy pursuing success that they no longer seek my presence. Never allow the blessing to replace the one who gave it. I desire to prosper you. I delight in providing for my children. I want your home to be filled with peace instead of anxiety. I want your table to have more than enough. I want you to bless others generously. But above every financial miracle stands something even greater. A heart that remains close to mine. Money can purchase comfort. It cannot purchase peace. Wealth can provide opportunities. It cannot provide eternal security. Only my presence satisfies the deepest hunger of your soul. Seek me first. Matthew 6:33 reminds you. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. Notice the order. Seek me first, not because I want to withhold blessings, but because I know that when your priorities are correct, your blessings become safer. Prosperity without wisdom often disappears. Prosperity with humility becomes a testimony. I also want to speak to those who have quietly lost confidence in themselves. You continue to remember your failures. You replay your mistakes. You believe your past disqualifies you from your future. That is not my voice. When I forgive, I do not continue accusing. The enemy reminds you of forgiven sins because he hopes shame will keep you from accepting the purpose I have for your life. But my mercy is greater than your failures. David made mistakes. Peter denied me. Paul once persecuted my people. Yet my grace transformed each of their lives. Do not define yourself by your lowest moment. Define yourself by my redeeming power. Stand up again. Believe again. Dream again. Pray again. Expect again. There is still more ahead than behind you. Some of the greatest chapters of your life have not yet been written. Some of the greatest miracles have not yet been witnessed. Some of the greatest financial breakthroughs are still waiting for the exact moment I know you are prepared to receive them. Do not stop walking simply because the road has been difficult. The destination has not changed. If this message has reached exactly where your heart needed it, I invite you to make a declaration that reflects your decision today. Write in the comments, I release my past into God's hands. Let those words become more than a comment. Let them become a prayer that opens space for healing, restoration, and renewed hope. And because I know many of you are asking for guidance as you pray for financial restoration, I want to remind you of the special gift that has been placed before this community for today. The e-book, The Financial Miracle Prayer Guide, is available through link 1 in the first pinned comment. Receive it as a gift designed to strengthen your daily prayers and encourage your faith as you wait for my provision. If you would like to continue growing with this community and receive ongoing encouragement, link 2 in the same pinned comment is there for those who wish to become channel members and walk alongside others who are pursuing me with sincere hearts. Remember, this opportunity is available only today. Now breathe deeply and quiet your heart before me. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. The warning I have placed before you is not meant to discourage you. It is my loving hand, guiding you away from unnecessary pain and toward the future I have already begun preparing. Walk forward without bitterness. Walk forward without fear. Walk forward with faith, because every obedient step you take today is bringing you closer to a season where my protection, my favor, and my provision will become impossible for you to deny. There is one habit that quietly destroys more destinies than many people realize. It is the habit of postponing obedience. My child, how many times have you felt me prompting you to do something simple, yet you told yourself, I will do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will begin praying consistently. Tomorrow, I will forgive. Tomorrow, I will be generous. Tomorrow, I will trust God instead of my fears. Tomorrow, I will stop living in anxiety. But tomorrow has become a hiding place where many dreams slowly disappear. The enemy does not always need to convince you to reject my will completely. Sometimes he only needs to convince you to delay it. Delayed obedience often becomes disobedience. That is why I am speaking to you with urgency. today. There are moments when heaven opens a window of opportunity that should not be ignored. Not because my love expires, but because every season has its purpose. Ecclesiastes reminds you that there is a time for every purpose under heaven. There is a time to plant. There is a time to harvest. There is a time to wait, and there is a time to move. The wisdom you need is not simply knowing that I have a plan. It is recognizing when I am telling you that the moment has arrived. Some of you have been praying for direction, yet deep inside, you already know what I have been asking you to do. You know there is a conversation you need to have. You know there is a habit you need to leave behind. You know there is a relationship that continually pulls you away from peace. You know there is an opportunity you have been afraid to pursue because fear has become louder than faith. I am not asking you to act recklessly. I am asking you to trust me courageously. Faith has never meant the absence of fear. Faith means choosing obedience, even while fear whispers that you will fail. Remember Peter stepping onto the water. The waves did not disappear before he climbed out of the boat. The storm remained. The wind continued. Yet, one step of obedience allowed him to experience what everyone else believed was impossible. You are waiting for perfect conditions before you move, but I am waiting for your trust. Do not misunderstand this. Wisdom is essential. Prayer is essential. Seeking counsel is essential, but endless hesitation is not wisdom. Sometimes hesitation is fear wearing the disguise of caution. Ask yourself honestly, have you delayed something simply because you feared what people might think? Have you refused to pursue the opportunity I placed before you because someone once convinced you that you were not capable? Have you buried gifts that I entrusted to you because comparison stole your confidence? My child, stop measuring your calling against another person's journey. I created you with a purpose that no one else can fulfill in exactly the same way. There are people you will reach that others never could. There are prayers only you can pray. There are acts of kindness only you will be positioned to offer. There are lives that will change because you decided to obey instead of surrendering to fear. Never underestimate what one faithful decision can begin. One act of obedience can open a door that changes generations. One conversation can restore a broken family. One decision to trust me can completely redirect the course of your financial future. Think about Noah. People laughed while he built the ark. They mocked the work that seemed unnecessary. They questioned his judgment, but Noah did not build according to public opinion. He built according to my instruction. When the rain came, the voices of ridicule disappeared. Only obedience remained standing. There may be people who do not understand what I am doing in your life. Do not expect everyone to understand. Not every assignment I give you will make sense to those who cannot hear my voice. Stay faithful, stay humble, stay teachable, stay close to me. You have also been asking why certain blessings seem to remain just beyond your reach. Listen carefully. Sometimes the greatest obstacle is not what is happening around you. It is what you continue believing about yourself. If you constantly declare that nothing ever works for you, your heart slowly stops expecting miracles. If you repeatedly say that your situation will never change, you begin living as though my promises no longer apply to you. Be careful with your words. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. This does not mean pretending that difficulties do not exist. It means refusing to give hopelessness the final word. Instead of saying, "Nothing good ever happens to me," begin saying, "God is preparing something I cannot yet see." Instead of saying, "I will never recover," declare, "The Lord is restoring what has been lost." Instead of saying, "I have failed too many times," proclaim, "God's mercy is making a new beginning." Speak with honesty, speak with humility, but always leave room for my power. Because I specialize in doing what human strength cannot accomplish. I open doors that experience cannot open. I restore opportunities that people believed were gone forever. I create rivers in deserts. I bring light into darkness. I make a way where no way appears to exist. That is who I have always been. And that is who I continue to be. Perhaps you are listening today, while carrying the weight of financial uncertainty. Perhaps every month has become a struggle to make ends meet. Do not believe that your current condition is your permanent identity. Your circumstances may describe your present season. They do not define your future. I am still writing your story. There are chapters of provision that you have not yet lived. There are testimonies of restoration that have not yet been spoken. There are blessings already moving toward you that you cannot yet recognize. Continue preparing your heart. Continue honoring me with what you already have. Continue thanking me before the miracle becomes visible. Gratitude is one of the clearest expressions of faith. If this message has awakened something inside your spirit, I want you to declare your willingness to move forward. Write in the comments, "I choose obedience over fear." Let that declaration become your commitment before me today. And because I know many of you are seeking practical ways to strengthen your prayer life while believing for financial restoration, I encourage you not to overlook the special gift that has been prepared for this community today. The e-book, The Financial Miracle Prayer Guide, is available through link 1 in the first pinned comment. Receive it as a gift to help you deepen your conversations with me and remain anchored in faith during every season. If your heart desires to grow even closer within this community of believers, link 2 in the same pinned comment is there for those who wish to become channel members and continue this journey of encouragement and spiritual growth together. Remember, this opportunity has been made available only today. Now listen closely to my final words for this moment. Do not wait until the storm grows stronger before choosing obedience. Do not wait until fear becomes overwhelming before returning to prayer. Do not wait until every answer is visible before taking the next faithful step. Walk with me today. Trust me today. Obey me today. Because the future I have prepared for you is not built upon perfect circumstances. It is built upon a heart that hears my voice, believes my promises, and moves forward with unwavering faith, knowing that my hand is already guiding every step ahead. There is something I must reveal to you that many overlook, because it does not appear dramatic at first. The condition of your heart determines how you recognize my blessings. Two people can stand before the same opportunity. One sees only risk, the other sees purpose. Two people can experience the same delay. One becomes bitter, the other grows stronger. The difference is not always found in the circumstances. It is found in the condition of the heart. My child, I have been preparing your heart long before I prepared your breakthrough. You have prayed for financial increase, but I have also been teaching you faithfulness. You have prayed for abundance, but I have also been teaching you patience. You have prayed for open doors, but I have also been teaching you discernment. None of these lessons are accidental. Every one of them is part of the foundation that will support the blessing I am bringing into your life. Imagine building a beautiful house on unstable ground. No matter how impressive it looks from the outside, eventually the foundation begins to crack. I refuse to build your future that way. I desire to establish your life upon a foundation that remains firm when storms arrive. Jesus taught this truth when he spoke about the wise man who built his house upon the rock. The rain came, the floods rose, the winds beat against the house, yet it did not fall because its foundation was secure. Notice something important. The storm came to both houses. The difference was not the storm. The difference was the foundation. Do not assume that faith removes every difficulty. Faith gives you the strength to remain standing when difficulties appear. Some of you have questioned why your faith has been tested so intensely. You have asked me, "Lord, if you are with me, why has this season been so difficult?" Hear my answer. Because I am preparing you for something that requires greater strength than you possess today. Gold is refined through fire. Faith is refined through testing. Character is strengthened through perseverance. None of these processes are pleasant, but every one of them produces something precious. James 1 reminds you to consider it joy when you face various trials, because the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Perseverance is not weakness. It is quiet strength. It is choosing to trust me when emotions tell you to give up. It is continuing to pray after weeks, months, or even years without visible answers. It is believing that my promises remain true, regardless of your circumstances. There are people listening right now who feel exhausted. You have continued believing, but your heart has grown weary. You smile in front of others, while privately wondering how much longer you can continue. I see your weariness. I do not condemn your questions. Even faithful servants have experienced moments of discouragement. Elijah felt overwhelmed. David poured out his fears in the Psalms. Job struggled to understand his suffering, yet none of them were abandoned. Neither are you. Come to me honestly. You do not need to pretend that everything is perfect. Tell me your fears. Tell me your disappointments. Tell me your concerns. I already know them. Prayer was never designed to impress me. Prayer is where my children find rest in my presence. Many people speak to me only when emergencies arise, but I desire something deeper. I desire relationship. Do not seek me only because you need a miracle. Seek me because I am your Father. Miracles may change your circumstances. Relationship changes your life. The closer you walk with me, the more clearly you begin recognizing my guidance. Small decisions become clearer. Hidden dangers become easier to discern. Unexpected opportunities become easier to recognize. Peace begins replacing confusion. Confidence begins replacing fear. This is why spending time with me is never wasted. Every quiet moment in my presence is preparing you for decisions you have not yet encountered. There's another truth I want you to remember. Never despise small beginnings. The world celebrates instant success. Heaven celebrates faithful growth. The mustard seed appeared insignificant, yet Jesus used it to illustrate extraordinary faith. David was a shepherd before he became a king. The disciples were ordinary fishermen before they carried the gospel throughout the world. Do not look at your current position and assume it defines your destiny. What matters is not where you begin. What matters is whether you continue walking with me. Some of the greatest financial testimonies begin with small acts of wisdom. Learning to manage little prepares you to manage much. Being grateful for today's provision prepares your heart for tomorrow's increase. Honoring me in private prepares you for influence in public. Do not ignore these simple principles because they seem ordinary. Great victories are often built through ordinary faithfulness practiced consistently. Perhaps today you have only enough strength to take one more step. Take it. Perhaps today your prayer feels weaker than it did before. Pray anyway. Perhaps today your hope feels smaller than it once was. Protect it anyway. Even a small flame can continue burning if it is carefully guarded. And I am guarding what concerns you. There are battles I have already fought that you know nothing about. There are dangers I have already prevented. There are disappointments that looked painful, but quietly rescued you from greater sorrow. One day you will understand why certain doors never opened. One day you will. Thank me for prayers I answered differently than you expected. Trust my perspective above your own. I can see tomorrow while you are still living today. If these words are strengthening your spirit, I want you to make a declaration that reflects your confidence in me. Write in the comments, "My foundation is in God." Let those words remind you that no storm is greater than the one who holds your future. And before we continue this journey together, I want to place another reminder before you. Many have found encouragement by strengthening their daily prayer life, especially while waiting for financial breakthroughs and new seasons of provision. That is why the ebook, The Financial Miracle Prayer Guide, has been made available as a special gift today through link 1 in the first pinned comment. Receive it with gratitude and allow it to become another tool that helps you remain rooted in faith as you seek my direction each day. If your heart desires to continue growing with this family of faith, link 2 in the same pinned comment is available for those who wish to become channel members and continue walking together in encouragement, prayer, and hope. Do not delay, because this special opportunity is available only today. Now lift your eyes once more. Your future is not determined by the storm surrounding you. It is determined by the strength of the one who walks beside you. Remain rooted, remain faithful, remain teachable. Because I am building something in your life that will endure beyond temporary circumstances. When others see only another difficult season, they will eventually witness a testimony that could only have been written by my hand. One of the greatest dangers you face is not always an obvious temptation. Sometimes it is quiet distraction. The enemy understands that if he cannot convince you to completely abandon your faith, he will try to fill your life with so much noise that you no longer recognize my voice. He will keep your mind occupied with endless worries. He will encourage constant comparison. He will lead you to chase one urgent problem after another until your days become so crowded that you no longer make room for my presence. Be careful, my child. Not everything demanding your attentions deserves your attention. There are moments when the most spiritual decision you can make is to become still. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." Notice that I did not say, "Be busy and know that I am God." I said, "Be still." Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is trust. Stillness is the confidence that I remain at work, even when you are unable to control every circumstance around you. Many people exhaust themselves trying to solve problems that only I can resolve. They carry burdens I never asked them to carry. They lose sleep over situations already resting in my hands. You were never created to sustain that weight. Bring it to me. Lay your fears before me. Lay your financial concerns before me. Lay your family struggles before me. Lay your uncertain future before me. You are not surrendering because you are weak. You are surrendering because you recognize that my strength is greater than yours. There are some listening today who have become so accustomed to worry that peace almost feels unfamiliar. When life becomes calm, you immediately begin searching for the next problem. When one challenge ends, your mind invents another. That is not the abundant life I desire for you. Peace is one of my gifts. Do not reject it because anxiety has become familiar. Philippians 4:6-7 reminds you, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Notice what comes before peace, prayer, thanksgiving, trust. Not because your problems immediately disappear, but because your heart becomes anchored in me instead of in uncertainty. There is another warning I want to place before you today. Guard yourself against the temptation to believe that your value is determined by your possessions. The world constantly tells you that your worth depends on what you own, how much money you have, the size of your house, the car you drive, or the title printed on your business card. But I have never measured your value that way. Before you earned your first paycheck, you were valuable. Before you purchased your first home, you were loved. Before anyone recognized your gifts, I had already called you my child. Never confuse blessings with identity. Blessings are gifts. Your identity comes from me. When your identity is secure, prosperity becomes a tool instead of a master. You no longer chase wealth to prove your worth. Instead, you allow my provision to become a blessing for your family, your community, and those in need. That is true abundance. Abundance is not merely having more. Abundance is having enough to fulfill my purpose without fear. Some of you have quietly asked why generosity matters when you are already struggling financially. Listen carefully. Generosity is not measured by the amount given. It is measured by the condition of the heart. The widow who offered 2 small coins gave more than those who contributed large sums because she trusted me completely. I am not asking you to give recklessly. I am asking you to keep your heart free from the grip of fear. Fear always says, there will never be enough. Faith says, God will provide what I need. As you continue trusting me, wisdom and generosity begin walking together. You become careful with what you have. You avoid waste. You honor every blessing. You become grateful for every provision, no matter how small. And gratitude prepares your heart to recognize greater miracles when they arrive. Do not overlook today's blessings because you are waiting for tomorrow's breakthrough. There are answers to prayer already surrounding you. The breath in your lungs, the people who continue standing beside you, the strength to begin again after disappointment, the opportunities you still possess, the hope that refuses to disappear. These are not small things. These are signs that my hand remains upon your life. There is someone listening who believes they have already missed their opportunity. You think your age has become a limitation. You believe it is too late to begin again. You wonder whether your greatest days are already behind you. Do not accept that lie. As long as I have given you another day to breathe, I still have purpose for your life. Moses was 80 years old when I called him to lead my people. Caleb declared his strength even in his later years because he continued trusting my promises. Your usefulness is not determined by your age. It is determined by your willingness to remain available. Do not allow regret to become your permanent companion. The years you believe were wasted can become years of wisdom that prepare someone else for victory. Nothing surrendered into my hands is ever beyond redemption. Even your mistakes can become testimonies of my mercy. If you continue walking with me, your story will not end in disappointment. It will end in gratitude. One day you will look back and realize that my faithfulness carried you through seasons you once believed would destroy you. If this message has spoken directly into your spirit, I want you to respond with faith. Write in the comments, God's peace is greater than my fear. Write those words slowly and believe them as you do. Let them become your declaration before heaven today. And if you have been searching for ways to remain steadfast in prayer while believing for financial restoration and lasting peace, I encourage you to receive the special gift that has been prepared for this community, the ebook. The Financial Miracle Prayer Guide is available through link 1 in the first pinned comment. Receive it as a gift, available only today, to strengthen your daily prayer life and help you stay focused on my promises instead of your fears. If you feel led to continue growing alongside this family of believers, link 2 in the same pinned comment is there for those who wish to become channel members and continue this journey of encouragement, wisdom, and faith together. Now quiet your heart once more. Do not let distraction steal what I am planting inside you. Do not allow fear to speak louder than my promises. Do not measure your future by today's uncertainty. I am already standing in the tomorrow that worries you. I have seen every obstacle before you ever encountered it. I have prepared answers before your questions were formed. Remain close to me. Walk one faithful step at a time. Because the warning I have given you is not meant to fill your heart with fear. It is meant to keep you close enough to me that when the next door opens, you will recognize my hand, enter with confidence, and discover that my plans for your life were greater than anything you could have imagined. There is a reason I have been asking you to slow down and listen so carefully. The warning I am giving you is not only about what you should avoid, it is also about what you must protect. Protect your expectation. The enemy fears a believer who continues expecting my goodness even after disappointment. He knows that hope anchored in me becomes a powerful force that keeps moving forward when everything else says to quit. That is why he works tirelessly to convince you that nothing will ever change. He points to your past and says, "Look how many times you have prayed." He points to your present and says, "Nothing is different." Then he whispers that your future will be exactly the same, but he is a liar. He has never written your story. I have. The pages that remain unwritten are filled with possibilities you cannot yet imagine. Do not allow temporary circumstances to become permanent conclusions. Remember Abraham. When I promised him descendants as numerous as the stars, every visible circumstance seemed to contradict my words. Years passed, his body grew older. Sarah's hope faded more than once. Yet my promise remained alive, because my faithfulness does not depend on human timelines. When I speak, my word carries the power to accomplish what I have declared. Isaiah 55 says that my word does not return empty, but accomplishes the purpose for which I sent it. That promise applies to you as well. When I have spoken peace over your future, fear cannot cancel it. When I have declared purpose over your life, failure cannot erase it. When I have prepared provision for your journey, scarcity does not have the final word. But you must continue believing while you wait. Waiting with faith is different from waiting with despair. Waiting with despair says, nothing is happening. Waiting with faith says, God is working, even when I cannot see it. There are invisible victories taking place around you every day. Some temptations you never encountered because I quietly redirected your path. Some dangers you never recognized because my angels were already protecting you. Some financial losses never happened because I closed a door that you thought should have remained open. One day you will realize that many of my greatest miracles were actually the problems I never allowed to reach you. You often celebrate the blessings you can see, but do not forget the blessings hidden within my protection. There are prayers you prayed years ago that I am only now answering, not because I ignored them, but because the appointed time had not yet arrived. Everything I do carries purpose, even the timing. Ecclesiastes declares that I make everything beautiful in its time, not before, not after, in its time. Trust my timing even when it stretches your patience. Trust my wisdom even when it challenges your understanding. Trust my heart even when my hand seems hidden. I am never absent, I am never late, I am never uncertain. The uncertainty belongs to human vision. It never belongs to me. There is another warning I need you to hear. Stop speaking against the future you have asked me to create. Some people pray for restoration during the morning and spend the rest of the day declaring defeat. They ask me for abundance while constantly repeating that they will never have enough. They ask me for peace while continually feeding anxiety. My child, your words reveal where your heart is resting. Guard your speech. This does not mean pretending every problem has disappeared. It means refusing to allow hopelessness to become the language of your life. Instead, let gratitude become your habit. Thank me before you receive. Thank me while you wait. Thank me after the answer arrives. Gratitude transforms the atmosphere of your heart. A thankful spirit notices miracles that a complaining spirit overlooks. You may be asking, Lord, what if I become discouraged again? Then return to me again. You may ask, what if fear returns tomorrow? Bring it to me tomorrow. Do not imagine that you must carry every burden for the rest of your life in one single day. I have only asked you to trust me today. Tomorrow I will give you fresh mercy. Lamentations declares that my mercies are new every morning. That means you do not have to survive on yesterday's strength. I will provide today's strength for today's battles. And when tomorrow comes, I will provide strength again. This is how my faithfulness works. Step by step, day by day, grace upon grace. Some of you have been trying to solve your entire future before sunset. Release that burden. Walk faithfully through the day I have placed before you. Do today's work. Offer today's prayers. Show today's kindness. Trust me with tomorrow. That is where peace begins. There is someone listening whose heart has become heavy because of family concerns. You have been praying for children, for grandchildren, for a spouse, for someone who has wandered away from faith. Do not stop praying. Seeds planted in prayer often grow silently before becoming visible. Never assume that because you cannot see immediate change, heaven is inactive. I am working in hearts you cannot reach. I am opening conversations you cannot hear. I am preparing moments of transformation you cannot yet imagine. Continue believing. Continue loving. Continue praying. Love never returns empty when it is surrendered into my hands. If this message is strengthening your faith, I invite you to make another declaration before me. Write in the comments, I trust God's perfect timing. Let those words become a testimony of confidence, even before you see the breakthrough with your own eyes. And if you desire additional encouragement while you continue praying for financial restoration, peace, and wisdom, remember the special gift that has been prepared for you today. The e-book, The Financial Miracle Prayer Guide, is available through link 1
in the first pinned comment. Receive it as a gift, available only today, to help strengthen your daily prayers and keep your heart focused on my promises. If you would like to continue growing with this community of faith,
Link 2 in the same pinned comment is available for those who wish to become channel members and continue receiving encouragement as you walk this journey together. Now listen to my heart. Do not become impatient because the miracle has not arrived according to your schedule. Do not become discouraged because you cannot yet see every answer. The roots of the strongest trees grow quietly beneath the surface long before anyone sees the branches. I am strengthening your roots. I am expanding your capacity. I am preparing your testimony, and when the season of harvest arrives, you will understand why I asked you to trust me through every unseen moment. What I am preparing is not fragile, it is lasting. What I am building is not temporary. It is founded upon my faithfulness. Remain steadfast, remain hopeful, remain close to me. Because the warning you have received is leading you away from discouragement and into a future where my provision, my peace, and my promises will stand as undeniable evidence that I was with you every step of the way. There's a lesson I want to write deeply upon your heart because it will protect you in the days ahead. Never mistake delay for denial. Many of my children become discouraged because they judge my faithfulness by what they can immediately see. They believe that if the answer has not arrived quickly, then perhaps I have changed my mind. But I do not change like the shifting shadows. My promises remain secure. My character remains constant. My love remains unshaken. What changes is your perspective while you're walking through the process. Think about the Israelites standing before the Red Sea. From where they stood, everything looked impossible. Behind them was Pharaoh's army. Before them was an uncrossable sea. Fear told them they had reached the end, but they could not see what I already knew. The path had not disappeared. It simply had not been revealed yet. That is often how I work in your life. I do not always show you the entire road. I ask you to trust me one faithful step at a time. If I revealed every detail of your future today, you might rely on information instead of relying on me. Relationship grows through trust. Faith grows through obedience. Hope grows through waiting with confidence. Do not despise the season you are living simply because it feels uncertain. Some of the greatest transformations happen in seasons that appear quiet on the outside. Consider a seed planted beneath the soil. No applause, no visible progress, no immediate evidence. Yet beneath the surface, life is already unfolding. Roots are growing. Strength is developing. Preparation is taking place. If someone judged the seed too quickly, they would assume nothing was happening. But they would be wrong. My child, perhaps your life feels like that hidden seed today. You continue praying. You continue trusting. You continue doing what is right. Yet visible results seem slow to appear. Do not become weary. Galatians 6:9 reminds you, let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Notice that I did not say the harvest belongs to the fastest. I said it belongs to those who refuse to give up. Perseverance is precious in my sight. Every day you choose faith over discouragement. You strengthen your spirit. Every morning you rise and seek me despite uncertainty. You demonstrate trust. Every act of integrity, even when no one notices, becomes part of the foundation I am building beneath your future. The world celebrates instant success. Heaven celebrates faithful endurance. There are blessings that cannot be entrusted to hearts that are unwilling to remain faithful during quiet seasons. That is why your present season matters more than you realize. Do not waste it by complaining. Use it to grow. Use it to pray. Use it to become the person capable of carrying the blessing you have been requesting. There is another warning I want you to hear. Do not compare your timeline with someone else's testimony. Comparison quietly steals joy. It whispers that everyone else is advancing while you remain behind. It convinces you that my goodness is reserved for others. But I have never asked you to live someone else's assignment. I created your journey with purpose.
The victories I have prepared for you will not arrive according to another person's calendar. They will arrive according to mine. Celebrate those who are being blessed. Do not envy them. Their testimony should strengthen your faith, not weaken it. If I have blessed others, let that remind you that I am still the God who blesses. If I restored someone else's family, I can restore yours. If I opened financial doors for someone else, I can open them for you. If I healed another person's broken heart, I can heal yours. I am not limited. My supply has never run out. There is enough grace, enough mercy, enough provision, enough wisdom, enough peace for every one of my children. Sometimes I ask you to wait, because I am arranging circumstances beyond your understanding. A single conversation, a decision made by someone you have never met, an opportunity developing quietly in another place, a relationship that has not yet crossed your path. You see only today's situation. I see every detail of tomorrow. Trust my perspective. The greatest peace comes when you stop demanding explanations and begin resting in my character. You already know who I am. I have never failed you. Even in moments when you thought I was silent, I was sustaining you. Even when you believed you were alone, I was surrounding you. Even when you feared everything was falling apart, my hand was quietly holding together what you could not. Some of you are carrying concerns about your finances that feel overwhelming. You have wondered how you will pay the next bill. You have questioned whether your income will ever increase. You have worried about providing for those you love. Bring those concerns to me. Do not carry them alone. I am not asking you to ignore practical responsibility. Continue working diligently. Continue making wise decisions. Continue avoiding unnecessary fear. But never forget that your ultimate provider is not your employer. It is not the economy. It is not the opinions of others. Your provider is me. I can create opportunities where none appear to exist. I can send favor through unexpected people. I can multiply what seems insufficient. Nothing is impossible for me. But I also invite you to cultivate contentment while you wait. Contentment does not mean abandoning ambition. It means refusing to allow gratitude to disappear until every desire has been fulfilled. A thankful heart sees abundance where fear sees scarcity. A thankful heart remains open to my guidance. If these words are strengthening your soul, I want you to declare your confidence before heaven. Write in the comments, God's promises never fail. Write those words with conviction. Allow them to become an anchor for your faith whenever discouragement tries to return. And if you desire to continue strengthening your prayer life while believing for financial provision and lasting peace, remember the special gift that has been made available for you today. The e-book, The Financial Miracle Prayer Guide, is waiting for you through link 1 in the first pinned comment. Receive it as a gift to encourage your daily walk with me, deepen your faith, and help you remain focused on my promises during every season. If your heart desires to grow alongside this community of believers, link 2 in the same pinned comment is available for those who wish to become channel members and continue receiving encouragement as we walk this journey together. Remember, this opportunity is available only today. Now let my final words settle deeply within your spirit. Do not fear the waiting season. Do not resent the hidden season. Do not abandon hope because visible progress appears slow. The strongest foundations are built where human eyes cannot see. The greatest miracles often begin before anyone recognizes them. Remain faithful, remain patient, remain close to me. Because what I am preparing for you is not simply another blessing. It is a testimony that will one day remind you that every moment of trust, every prayer offered in secret, and every step of obedience was leading you toward a future designed by my faithful hand long before you ever knew it. There's a question I want you to ask yourself today, and I ask it with love because your answer has the power to change the direction of your future. Who has been shaping your expectations? Have you allowed fear to become your teacher? Have you allowed disappointment to define what you believe is possible? Or have you allowed my promises to become the foundation of your thinking? Every day, your heart is being formed by something.
If you constantly feed your mind with fear, fear will become your expectation. If you continually meditate on hopelessness, hope will slowly fade. But if you fill your heart with my truth, your faith will begin to rise even before your circumstances change. This is why I tell you to remain in my word. My word is not simply information. It is life. It is strength. It is wisdom. It is light for every uncertain step. Psalm 119 declares, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." Notice that I promise light for the next step. I do not always illuminate the entire journey at once. I teach you to trust me one step at a time. Some of you have been asking me to reveal your entire future before you are willing to move. But faith does not require complete visibility. Faith requires confidence in the one who is leading. Think about Joshua standing before the Jordan River. The waters did not immediately part while everyone remained on the shore. The priests carrying the ark had to step forward first. Only then did the waters begin to move. Obedience came before the miracle became visible. The same principle still applies today. There are moments when I ask you to take one faithful step before you understand everything I am doing. Not because I enjoy uncertainty, but because I desire to strengthen your trust. My child, there are dreams inside your heart that I placed there long ago. Some of those dreams have been buried beneath disappointment. Others have been hidden beneath years of responsibility, hardship, and discouragement. Today, I am asking you not to abandon those dreams simply because they have taken longer than you expected. If the dream truly came from me, I have not forgotten it. The timing may have changed. The path may have changed. But my purpose has not changed. There are people listening who once believed they would own a home where peace would fill every room. Others dreamed of living free from crushing debt. Some prayed for a business that would bless many families. Others simply asked for enough financial stability to stop living in constant anxiety. Do not believe that those prayers have disappeared into silence. I have heard every one of them. Sometimes my answer begins in ways that seem very ordinary. One unexpected conversation, one new opportunity, one wise decision, one relationship restored, one habit changed. Many miracles begin quietly before they become obvious. That is why I ask you to pay attention to the small things. Do not overlook simple opportunities because you are expecting dramatic signs. Elijah once searched for my voice in the wind, then in the earthquake, then in the fire. But I spoke through a gentle whisper. Learn to recognize my whisper. Sometimes my greatest guidance arrives through peace rather than excitement. If you constantly rush ahead, you may miss the quiet direction I am providing. Slow your heart. Listen carefully. Pray before deciding. Invite me into every conversation, every investment, every financial choice, every family decision. Do not separate your spiritual life from your daily life. I desire to guide all of it. Some people invite me into church on Sunday but leave me outside their business decisions on Monday. Others seek my help only after problems become overwhelming. Walk with me daily, not occasionally. Daily dependence creates lasting peace. There is another warning I need you to hear. Be careful not to become discouraged by temporary setbacks. One closed door does not mean your future is closed. One disappointment does not erase your calling. One financial loss does not define your destiny. Many of the people I use throughout Scripture experienced moments that appeared to be failure. David faced giants. Daniel entered the lion's den. Paul endured imprisonment. Yet none of those circumstances canceled my purpose. Neither will your present challenges. The enemy wants you to stop after one difficult chapter. I am asking you to keep turning the pages. Your story is still being written. The ending has not yet arrived. Continue trusting, continue growing, continue preparing yourself for what I have promised. Perhaps you have asked me, Lord, how will I know when the right opportunity arrives? You will recognize it because my peace will accompany my direction. That does not mean there will never be challenges. It means that beneath the challenges, there will be an unmistakable confidence that I am leading you. Fear creates confusion. My spirit produces peace, wisdom, and clarity. Learn to recognize that difference. The closer you remain to me,
the easier it becomes. Do not neglect your private time with me. The strength you display publicly is born from what happens privately. The wisdom people admire grows in secret prayer. The confidence others notice is built during quiet moments when no one else is watching. Never underestimate hidden faithfulness. Heaven never overlooks it. Some of the greatest promotions I release begin in private, long before they become visible in public. Remain faithful where you are. Honor me with what you already possess. Serve with excellence. Speak with integrity. Choose kindness. Forgive quickly. Give generously when wisdom allows. Live honestly. These simple acts prepare your life for greater responsibility. If this message is confirming what your spirit has already been sensing, I want you to make a declaration before heaven today. Write in the comments, "I will follow God's direction." Let those words become your daily commitment, not just today's response. And because I know many of you desire to remain spiritually strong while believing for financial breakthrough, I encourage you to receive the special gift that has been prepared for this community. The e-book, The Financial Miracle Prayer Guide, is available through link 1 in the first pinned comment. Receive it as a gift, available only today, to strengthen your prayer life and help you remain focused on my promises as you walk through every season. If you desire to continue growing with this community of faith, link 2 in the same pinned comment is available for those who wish to become channel members and continue receiving encouragement, prayer, and spiritual support. Now let these final words remain with you. You are not walking toward uncertainty alone. You are walking with the one who already stands at the end of the journey. I know every obstacle before it appears. I know every opportunity before it opens. I know every answer before the question is spoken. Therefore, do not let fear decide your future. Let faith lead you. Stay close to me. Listen for my voice. Trust my timing. And when the next door opens, you will step through it with confidence, knowing that it was not luck, coincidence, or human effort that brought you there, but my faithful hand guiding you exactly where you were always meant to be. There is something I want you to understand before this message continues, because many people lose their peace. At the very moment I am preparing to bless them, they become impatient. They begin to force doors that I never opened. They start accepting compromises they once knew were wrong because they convinced themselves that any opportunity must be better than waiting. My child, never confuse movement with progress. Not every open door is from me. Not every invitation is part of your purpose. Not every shortcut leads to the destination I have prepared. Some paths appear faster only because they quietly lead away from my protection. That is why discernment is one of the greatest gifts I desire to develop within you. Discernment is not suspicion, it is not fear, it is the quiet ability to recognize the difference between what looks good and what is truly good. There are opportunities that promise immediate financial gain, but slowly rob your peace. There are relationships that appear encouraging, but gradually weaken your faith. There are habits that seem harmless until they begin controlling your heart. I am calling you to live with spiritual awareness. Do not make important decisions based only on emotion. Bring them before me. Pray before you sign the agreement. Pray before you make the investment. Pray before you accept the offer. Pray before you speak words that cannot be taken back. Prayer is not the last thing you should do. It is the first. Many painful consequences could have been avoided if people had simply paused long enough to seek my wisdom. James 1:5 gives you this promise. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him. Notice that I do not shame those who ask. I welcome them. You never burden me by seeking my direction. You honor me. There are moments when my answer will be yes. There are moments when my answer will be no. There are moments when my answer will be wait. Every answer is an expression of my love. Even the answers you do not immediately understand. Some of the greatest blessings in your life began with prayers that I answered differently than you expected. One day you will look back and realize that my no protected you from years of regret. My wait prepared you for greater joy. My yes arrived at exactly the right moment.
Trust my wisdom more than your urgency. You have been asking me to establish your steps. Then allow me to choose the pace. Remember the story of Gideon. When I called him, he did not see himself as strong. He saw only his limitations. He questioned whether he was capable. He wondered whether I had chosen the wrong person. Yet I was not looking at Gideon's weakness. I was looking at the future I had already prepared for him. My child, I see you the same way. You continue focusing on what you lack. I see what my grace will accomplish through you. You focus on your failures. I see your potential. You focus on closed doors. I see the doors that are already beginning to open. You focus on today's uncertainty. I see tomorrow's testimony. This is why faith changes everything. Faith allows you to agree with my vision before it becomes visible. It allows you to walk with confidence while others still see only obstacles. Do not underestimate what agreement with my promises can accomplish. When your heart agrees with my truth, fear begins losing its influence. Hope begins growing stronger. Peace begins replacing anxiety. Courage quietly rises inside you. That courage does not come from your own strength. It comes from my presence. Joshua heard me say, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." That promise still speaks today. Wherever I send you, I go before you. Whatever assignment I entrust to you, I also provide the grace necessary to fulfill it. You do not walk alone. You never have. Even during seasons when you felt isolated, my hand remained upon you. Some of you are carrying dreams that seem impossible because your resources appear too small. Remember this: I have never required unlimited resources before performing miracles. I multiplied a small lunch. I used a shepherd's sling. I filled empty jars with oil. I asked fishermen to trust me once more after a night without success. Again and again, I demonstrated that my power is not limited by human insufficiency. Bring me what you have. Offer me your willingness. Offer me your faith. Offer me your obedience. Leave the multiplication to me. Stop waiting until you feel completely ready. Very few people ever feel completely ready. Walk faithfully with what you have today. As you move with me, I will continue equipping you for tomorrow. There is also someone listening who has quietly believed that because previous attempts failed, future attempts will fail as well. Do not allow yesterday's disappointment to become tomorrow's expectation. Every new day carries fresh mercy. Every new opportunity carries new possibilities. Every season carries different lessons. Do not imprison your future inside your past. You are no longer the person you were years ago. I have been shaping you, teaching you, strengthening you, preparing you. Trust the work I have been doing inside you. Others may not yet recognize the change. You may not fully recognize it yourself, but I do. I know exactly how far you have come. If these words are encouraging your heart, I invite you to make a declaration of faith before heaven. Write in the comments, "God's wisdom will guide my steps." Let those words become your prayer each morning before you begin your day. And if you desire to continue strengthening your faith while believing for financial restoration and divine direction, I encourage you to receive the special gift that has been prepared for you. The ebook, The Financial Miracle Prayer Guide, is available through link 1 in the first pinned comment. Receive it as a gift, available only today, and allow it to deepen your prayer life as you continue trusting me for wisdom, provision, and peace. If your heart desires to remain connected with this growing family of faith, link 2 in the same pinned comment is available for those who wish to become channel members and continue receiving encouragement and spiritual support. Now hear my heart one more time. You do not need to fear tomorrow. You do not need to force what I have not appointed. You do not need to carry burdens that belong in my hands. Walk closely with me. Listen carefully. Pray continually. Choose wisdom over haste. Choose faith over fear, because the warning I have placed before you is not meant to limit your future. It is meant to keep you on the path where my favor, my protection, and my provision will meet you at exactly the right time, revealing that every step of obedience was leading you toward a blessing far greater than anything you could have created on your own. There is one final warning I want to place before your heart, before this season begins to change. Do not allow comfort to replace dependence on me. Many people remain close to me during seasons of need.
They pray with sincerity, seek my presence daily, and trust me because they know they cannot succeed without me. Then the breakthrough comes. The financial pressure eases, the doors begin to open, life becomes more comfortable. Little by little, they begin depending more on their own strength than on my guidance. This does not happen all at once. It happens quietly. One missed prayer becomes two. One hurried morning becomes a habit. One decision made without seeking my wisdom becomes a pattern. Before long, the relationship that once felt alive becomes distant. My child, I am not asking you to seek me only because you need miracles. I am inviting you into a lifelong relationship. Whether you are walking through abundance or scarcity, remain close to me. Whether you are celebrating victory or waiting for breakthrough, remain close to me. Whether your prayers are being answered exactly as you expected or unfolding in unexpected ways, remain close to me. I am not merely the God of difficult seasons. I am the God of every season. The prosperity I desire for you is greater than financial increase. I desire prosperity in your spirit, prosperity in your relationships, prosperity in your peace, prosperity in your purpose, prosperity in your home. Because what good is financial abundance if your heart remains restless? What good is success if your family falls apart? What good is recognition if you lose the joy that comes from walking with me? Seek the blessings that remain forever. When your soul prospers, every other blessing finds its proper place. This is why I continue reminding you to guard your priorities. Never become so busy building your future that you neglect the one who holds your future. There is another truth that I want you to remember. Do not underestimate the influence your faith has on those around you. Someone in your family is watching how you respond to difficulties. Someone is learning from your example. Perhaps it is your child, perhaps your grandchild, perhaps a friend, perhaps someone who has never told you how deeply they admire your perseverance. Every time you choose hope instead of despair, you are teaching others that faith is possible. Every time you forgive instead of seeking revenge, you reveal my heart. Every time you remain honest when dishonesty appears easier, you demonstrate that integrity still matters. Never believe your faithfulness affects only you. Your obedience reaches farther than you realize. Think about Ruth. One decision to remain faithful changed generations. Think about Esther. One courageous act protected an entire people. Think about the boy who offered his small lunch. His willingness became part of a miracle that fed thousands. I often use simple acts of obedience to accomplish extraordinary purposes. Do not wait for a dramatic assignment before becoming faithful. Faithfulness begins in ordinary moments. It begins with daily prayer, daily gratitude, daily kindness, daily wisdom, daily trust. This is how strong lives are built, brick by brick, prayer by prayer, decision by decision. There are people listening today who believe they have nothing significant to offer. You compare your gifts with someone else's. You compare your resources with someone else's. You compare your journey with someone else's. Stop comparing. Comparison blinds you to the unique purpose I have entrusted to you. No one else has your exact story. No one else has experienced what you have experienced. No one else can reach people in exactly the way you can. I have intentionally shaped your journey. Even your painful experiences can become tools of encouragement for someone who feels alone today. Never waste your testimony. One honest story of my faithfulness can restore hope inside another person's heart. That is how my kingdom grows. One transformed life encourages another, then another, then another. Do not hide what I have done for you. When the time comes, speak about my faithfulness. Speak about the doors I opened. Speak about the peace I gave you. Speak about the provision that arrived when everything appeared impossible. Your testimony will remind others that I still perform miracles. Some of you have already experienced answers to prayer but have forgotten to celebrate them. Today, I invite you to remember. Remember where you once stood. Remember the fears I already carried you through. Remember the situations that once seemed impossible but are now part of your testimony. Gratitude strengthens faith. When you remember my faithfulness yesterday, trusting me tomorrow becomes easier. That is why Scripture repeatedly tells my people to remember. Not because I forget, but because human hearts often do. Take time to remember. Take time to give thanks. Take time to worship even before the next miracle appears. If your heart is receiving this message, I invite you to make one more declaration before heaven. Write in the comments,